Zeller. I'm the hotel manager on board the MS Nieuw Amsterdam for Holland America Line. I've been in this position for the last 3 years, and I started out 13 years ago as an assistant dining room manager and worked my way up to this position. Aboard to Nieuw Amsterdam for about 4.5 months. It's our biggest ship in the fleet, also the newest ship in the fleet. She was inaugurated July 4th, 2010. And yeah, it's a great privilege to be as the youngest hotel manager we have in the fleet, to be right away on the newest and the biggest ship, so it's great being here.
Tell us a little bit about the staterooms and the suites and something about the hotel itself.
Yeah, sure. We have 1,053 staterooms, of which 62 are deluxe veranda suites, so our big suites. We have another 2 penthouses. We have 50 superior suites, so they're a bit smaller than the deluxe veranda suites. We have a total of 67% of our staterooms have a balcony. We only have 150 inside cabins out of 1,053 staterooms. So there's a lot of light coming in and a lot of outside places to be.
Now, I noticed something else. When we were up on deck, we saw a lot of these cabanas. Tell us a little bit about that, because I've never really seen that before.
Yeah, we're the only ship together with our sister ship, the Rotterdam, that have these cabanas, which are simply a nice relaxing area away from the crowds. So they are out for rent. They're actually always sold out before the cruise even starts. You can book them online, which most people do and try to do once they come on board, but then it's usually too late because they're already sold out. And it just gives you a nicer, quieter atmosphere on this cruise.
Now, I noticed there were a lot of children on the cruise, and I saw some families using cabanas and even setting up their little playgrounds for the kids.
That's right.
So it's got to be an ideal situation for a family.
Oh, absolutely. We have several sizes of cabanas. We have the smaller cabanas are on a Lido deck by the swimming pool. Then we have the bigger ones, which we call the retreat, which are 1 deck above in a completely secluded area, where we have 14 cabanas in total, 2 of which we call family cabanas, and they can accommodate up to 8 people. And the smaller ones is more for 2 to 4 people. And yeah, it's a little private oasis, and you can do there pretty much what you like. We have butler service up there. We bring food, we bring beverages. It's very nice.
Now we know that Holland America Line is known as more of an upscale, cruise line. We've been on a lot of the other ones, and we're impressed with not only the service, but with the level of the food and the accommodations here. Is there anything else unique about maybe Holland American lines versus some of the other cruise lines that we've been on?
Well, I think if you walk through our ships, Nieuw Amsterdam is not just unique in that, but pretty much all of our ships, so you can see that the decor is a bit more timid. We don't have flashy neon advertisements. It's all a bit more geared towards a bit more mature audience. Even though we also accommodate young families. We have special, what we call the club hall facilities for the children. But in general, our services, our food selection, our restaurants, our decor, it's all geared towards a more professional working crowd or retirees. So the more upscale type of demography.
Now, I noticed also that not only do we see families and a lot of young children this trip out, maybe because of the holidays for a lot of people, but a lot of people look healthier, more fit than we've seen on RCL and Carnivals and some of the other cruise lines we've been on. Is there a reason for that? I mean, is it because of your gym, your program, or is it just that you attract more Europeans that are fit and not as many Americans? I don't know. I don't know the answers. Maybe you can help me with that.
Well, it's definitely not a gym. We cannot trim someone down from the minute they get on board to day one of the cruise. I think it has to do with us being a more upscale company, attracting therefore a different type of clientele that other companies like Carnival, like Royal Caribbean, who attract a younger clientele or a clientele that has a bit different outlook and different perspective of what cruising is than with us. You know, the food is very important. You know, it's one of the main reasons why people cruise, no matter which cruise line you go on. But our menus are more geared towards a mature audience, and we're not just here to eat and gamble and party all night long. That's definitely not Holland America Line.
So
we're here for the cruise experience. We're not the fun ships.
Okay.
We're here to provide a great experience on the ship and off the ship in the itineraries that we go to.
We're seeing that a lot here. We're seeing that the people are, I wouldn't say that they're probably high net worth individuals, I guess, would maybe be the term that we might use, but it is a different crowd, and it does look like they're a healthier crowd, and they're more into the quality than the quantity, and as you said, the flash that we might see in some of the other ships.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that I guess a hotel manager is responsible for that we should know about, or that people that are watching the video might be interested in? Is it different than a hotel manager on land?
Well, it's kind of similar to a hotel manager in a holiday resort. I run the day-to-day operation, and that has to do with everything from staterooms to dining venues, beverage services. Of course, the whole other aspect is crew morale, crew activities. We have to be very flexible because, as you notice, this cruise as well, we missed one of our ports of call due to the weather conditions, so we have to be able to adjust our operations within hours to complete different expectation of what the guests had of what their day was going to look like. We have to change our programming around completely, which is something that does not happen on land.
So a lot more challenges.
It's a lot more challenges, yeah. I don't have to deal with sales and marketing. That's all being done for me. I just get the guests on the ship, and from there on I take over and make sure they have a great time on board and that all operations run smoothly. We developed a menu together with Sergio Marchioni, who's the restaurateur of the Cirque. He joined forces with Holland America Line, where we are actually executing one of his menus that he developed for the ship, which is based on one of the menus he has at Le Cirque.
So that is only one night in.
It's only one night in a Pinnacle Grill restaurant, where we change the Chinaware, we change a little bit of the decor, the ambiance in the restaurant is still under development. We're going to expand it a bit further in the near future with more changes in decor and everything. We have what we call a Culinary Council, where we hired 6 top executive chefs from around the world who own Michelin star restaurants, who provide one of their signature dishes to Holland America Line, which is featured on the menu every night. An appetizer, a main course, or a dessert.
Now, would that be in the specialty restaurant?
No, that's in the regular dining room.
Regular dining room?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We haven't had an opportunity to go there yet.
You haven't? All right.
No, Melissa set us up every night. Cameron was last night, and we did the grill, Pinnacle Grill, the night before, and I think we're doing Le Cirque on Friday. So we'll have a couple of nights, I guess, at your, and we're open seating or open or free style.
Open
seating.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that, because Gladys and I have talked about that earlier today, about this open style, freestyle. I mean, it's the new trend. It started originally, and it took off, and everybody's kind of getting into it. Can you tell us a little bit about that concept?
Yeah. Well, our open seating concept, we have 2 types of dining. We have fixed seating and we have open seating in our main dining room. The fixed seating is 2 different times. It's at 5:45 or 8 o'clock, and it's based on the old style that we used to do for many years, where people come, they have the same table every single night, same server every single night, at the same time every single night. And then we also started now with the open seating concept, where based on the feedback we've been getting from a lot of guests who don't want to be assigned to a certain table or with certain guests or at the same time, they want to be coming whenever they feel they're hungry, they want to come to the dining room, and that's why we started with the open seating concept, which is from 5:15 till 9 o'clock, where guests can come at any time between those hours. However, they can also make a reservation the day before, 2 days in advance of the day itself. If they know that at a specific time they would like to dine, they just call us and we'll make a reservation for them if the table is available, so they can then come at that time. So it gives a lot more flexibility to people who don't want to be stuck with the same times every single night.
We notice the Lido, as it is the case with many ships that we've been on, people love to be able to go to the buffets and pick what they want. And I guess from our last few cruises, we probably ate in those buffets more often, and especially restaurants, than going to the dining room. I think on the last cruise we probably went to the dining room one night out of 7, or 2 nights maybe. So I think that's the good trend. I know there's a lot of challenges now, with the economy and with the competition. Where do you see, the next year or 2 years in terms of your challenges? How are you going to deal with it? Where do you see the future of maybe Holland America Lines in the cruise industry? And if you could just, I know it's a very broad question, but maybe you can just give me a couple of your thoughts about it.
Well, from what I can see, it looks pretty positive. Not just for the near future, but also for the further future. Our ships are full. No matter which ship you're on, whether it's this ship or one of our other ships on the Holland America Line, we still sail with full ships, which is great for the crew because they have a job, there's consistency. Of course, we do see some of the effects of the economy being in the downturn that it is by the onboard spending, which has gone down naturally because people do still spend the money on the cruise, however then trying to cut back a little bit about their onboard spending. However, we're starting to see also an increase in that, and the future looks pretty bright. I mean, if you look how few people cruise compared to how many people are around, it's tremendous. And we're also tapping now into other markets, not just the US market. Last summer the ship was in the Mediterranean, and we had about 50% of our guests were non-US. A year ago, when we were in the Mediterranean, 80% of our guests were US. So you can see that there's also a slight change going on in the demography of our guests. And not everybody, of course, got affected by an economic downturn. So we are tapping also into other markets. Australians are a very up and coming nationality group that is starting to cruise. Europeans are cruising more and more frequently.
I see you have a number of guests that we saw from Brazil.
Correct. Yeah.
And they are very affluent right now.
Yeah, they are.
Brazil is they're doing very well.
Yeah, they are. So we're not just staying focused on one market only. We are expanding our markets, and I do think at the moment we do not have any plans for additional ships, but I do think that in the near future we will start adding more ships again. Definitely.
Now, will they be of this class, this caliber, larger?
Most likely they will be a little bit larger.
Okay.
We're not going to go the way some of our competitors are going, like Royal Caribbean, where their ships we can fit in there 3 times with 6,000 guests and 2,000 crew. We're definitely not going to head that direction. That's not Holland America Line. We probably will go to a slightly larger ship than the Nieuw Amsterdam and the Zeller, which is our signature class ships, the 2 biggest ships we have in the fleet, because they're both also the 2 most successful ships in our fleet in both onboard satisfaction and the amount of revenue that's generated on those ships. So we will probably go a bit bigger, but unfortunately those are not the decisions I'm in a position to make. If I was, I wouldn't be sitting here.
So we hope to come back on the next bigger ship with you as the captain of that ship.
Oh, the hotel manager.
Oh, the hotel manager.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, you know what? Hotel manager is probably, I don't know who's more important. The guy that's steering the ship or the guy that's running the ship.
Well, I can tell you the answer to that question, but I don't think the captain will get upset with me.
But we've been on the bridge of Navigator of the Seas, and all they have is a little control stick like this, like a video game.
Oh yeah, it's very much automated, and but they still have a huge responsibility, of course.
Well, I want to thank you very much for spending time with us today.
My pleasure.
I'm sure all the people that view the video will enjoy your comments and your insights. And thank you on behalf of International Press Association.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
All right.